to another edition of AK Option Trader, and that be me talking to you. Well, I hope you guys had a good week. Things didn't change much. Things are pretty much the same as they were last week when I did the video. Same philosophy, same theory. I thought we'd kind of be going up and down, sideways, high volatility, but within a range. And until we break out of that range, I do not think we're going to see much trend. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the charts, and I think I'll be able to explain it better. Let's start with the VIX here. I'm actually surprised by the VIX. You can see I've had this down channel for a while, and we've been trading it. Down channel range, down channel range. I expected us to keep moving up off of this bottom, off this trend line here. I thought, well, this looks like a good base, and we kept closing above it. We'd go beneath it, close above it, on it. So I thought, well, this is a strong trend line. We're going to keep above this. I was wrong. On Friday, this thing dropped like a rock, lower than this low here, right up to lower than this high. So this thing is dropping. The VIX is going down. Something to keep an eye on. I mean, this could be bullish for the markets. It's 27.86 is this support right here. So let's keep an eye on that. It has broke out of my trading range, my red zone. So it could be a bullish thing for the market. So dropping down here. We'll see what happens on Monday, but I'll keep an eye on this and looking for it to stall out here, if not pull right back into the red zone here on Monday. All right, jumping into the DOW, the Dow Industrial Average. This is one that I showed last Sunday. I've been showing it all week. We're just range bound in here, and that's what I see happening until we finally decide to break out and get direction. We've kind of come up, stalled out here, made another little rise. We're stalled out here. So this is our second zone of consolidation in this up move that we are in. All right. Now, could we pop back up again? Yeah, we could, but we'd have to bust through the 200 moving average, which is moving its way down. And to do that would take, I think, a good peak of volume, which we actually had on Friday, a decent volume day. The rest of the time, its volume's been pretty low. So I still think we're going to stay in this range. If we reach back up into this area, I have a feeling we'll drop back down. And it could be one day to cover this. It could be half days. We could just be in a really volatile area until we get a direction going. All right? And if you look at the S&P, you're going to see pretty much the same type of thing going on here. I zoom in here. Here's where I had my my down channel that I thought had started, which looked like a good one. And frankly, as soon as I drew it, we broke through it. I thought, well, that stinks. So let's make another one up here a little bit higher. And sure enough, that lasted for a couple days, and then boom, we broke through that. And now we're hitting the bottom of our last up channel. So this is like a reverse wedge right here. So we could see a broadening pattern going on here off of these if these hold. If not, if we move back into this channel, this could just be an anomaly, a one-day anomaly, which Friday wouldn't surprise me as I personally think Friday was a market maker's manipulation. An MMM, if you will. And that's when they decide ahead of time that they're going to buy. There's no reason for the strength we saw in the last 15 minutes unless it was a consolidated effort at buying, which I think it was. And I think the idea behind it, the theory behind it, in my mind, is they want people to start buying on Monday, so we could see a strong move Monday, and then bang, sell-off coming right after that. So just keep an eye on that. I know it's happened in the past. Everybody says, no, that doesn't happen. I wouldn't be too sure. Okay, so if you see a strong up move early Monday with a sell-off, I think we all know exactly what happened there. All right? So then here we got the Nasdaq. Nasdaq right now, I've been shorting the Qs a lot. I did good for a while. Then I got, I think, my head handed to me the last two times. Quick losses because I'm using tight stops. It looks the most bullish of them all. It's kind of broke through here, my support line, and closed above it. Although barely, it is above the 200 moving average, and it's on its way up. All right, so it's in an uptrend. It bounced off this nice uptrend line here. So this thing, it looks the most bullish. However, it is not a clear breakout. All right, so it could turn around and come back down in here and be range bound. All right, so you got a longer range here. And you got a shorter range here, consolidation, just like we had back here. Didn't last too long, but be watching for this to maybe turn off of this. Like I said, we could have one of those up moves, 1825, and then boom, sell back off into here. If that occurs, we know what brought that on. Okay. If not, if we keep going up, then this now becomes support. Okay. I want to do something here real quick. We're going to pop all these, the same ones we just look out into the weeklies here. All right. So let's look at these on a weekly. Let's get rid of the drawings here and just see what you see. All right. What I want to show you is this. These are just moving averages, different moving averages. Okay. That's all they are. But what they do is when the moving average is the shorter one crosses the longer one, the red one, that shows me that what the trend is or what the market's doing right there. And this is on a weekly. So here it's up, boom, boom, cross back down. Now we're going down. Never did cross here, so we stay down. Look at the nice gap. Look at how we're closing in a little bit here. So this is something I keep an eye on. This is a weekly bullish engulfing candle. However, it's at the top of a trend. If this is a bearish, it would be more clearly defined. Okay, so you can see things are kind of closing up a little bit here, and it looks like we're kind of turning the top there. And you can see that, I believe, on all three of these charts. So same thing here. Except you can see the moving averages aren't quite as close, but they are coming together, and that's the Dow. And same thing here, pardon me, S&P. All right, and you can see it even better on the broader market, on the Russell. This is Russell 2000. You can see it actually touched. So things look to me like they're kind of consolidating, kind of moving in, and the upward movement is slowing down a little bit. So let's keep an eye on that. All right, now let's jump into some stocks. Here's one I've been harping on. Oops, I should go back to let's go to a 1 here. Here's one I've been harping on for a while. It's AFL. I'm going to put the drawings back in there. Here's one I've been harping on. It's AFL. Boom. You can see why it's on a wedge. You got a 200 moving average on a strong downtrend line. And you got the volume. If you look from here, the volume's been slowly decreasing with this up move. So if we start here, here's our up move here, boom, boom. Each peak is lower, 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 lower. So you got decreasing volume coming up. You got a wedge. I'm looking for a breakout, most likely to the bottom side. Probably hit this, play around, and then probably drop down from there. Okay, so that's AFL. Let's do another A stock, AZO. I like this for the rounded top. This is one I've been watching for a while. You got a rounded top forming here with a nice solid foundation baseline, neckline, or whatever you want to call it. But if you come up here, I could see us moving sideways, coming down here. So reaching this area, the 125 area, maybe playing sideways like you see here over on this side, and then maybe dropping or bouncing off of it. Anyway, so 152 down to 125. That's a good move. That's what I think we're going to see there. MYGN. All right. Myriad Genetics. Here's this bad boy here. Nice gap here. It looks like it's moving up to fill it. Okay, so I'm going to say this. We're going to see a move up, move to the 3750 area. If in fact we do reach it, and if in fact it hits this trend line and reaches it at the same time, man, that would be a great. It'd have to be a quick move up. I don't think we're going to make it. But if we get up close to it, that would be a great place to possibly short this. Okay, so you could probably play it up for a buck and then wait for it to turn down. All right, so that's MYGN. This one's got earnings coming out on Monday, ALTR. This one I like just because it's in the channel. It's one we've watched in the past. We got a nice trading range here going on. It's halfway up the 50% line. You can see that's actually offered quite a bit of resistance and support in this last couple months, last month and a half. And we're there again, all right? And just so happen to have the 200 moving average, these shorter moving averages are still spread apart. You got decreasing volume here, a little bit, and it's pretty steady with spikes. But it's got earnings coming out right here on Monday, so be careful. I don't like to play pre-earnings unless I've done some research, which I have not on this stock, so watch it. But like I said, I would not trade it until I had a confirmation as which way it's going to move. But it's just one to watch, ALTR. And finally, let's finish with a low volume kind of trading stock. This is one just kind of looked good to me. This is NAK. It's just been in an uptrend, real volatile uptrend. Looks like it's ready to make another move up. I'd like you to see it come back down, maybe touch here again, and then play it on the way up, or it could bounce from here on up. You can see the volume spiked out here, but it's been decreasing, so that would be something to keep an eye on. But overall, it isn't an uptrend, but it is low volume, so this is one just to keep an eye out, and it's going to probably be even lower in the summer. So there you have it. Right now, I am looking at Dow again. Right now, I think we're still just in a range bound for a while until we break out with a nice volume spike like we had here to either side. I'm not sure where we're going to end up, and it's going to be really, really difficult to trade, and it has been for me. All right, so that's the AK Option Trader. Signing off for the week. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, AK Option Trader. I put in live trades and yada, yada, yada. Trade well and prosper.